So, hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast, we have Haunter. So, thank you guys so much for coming and talking to me today.
Yes, thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
So excited to be here.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
you want to introduce yourself so that people later down the line can tell you apart from your voices.
Yes, of course. I am Lucy Lenoir. I am the vocalist of Haunter.
hi, my name is Enoma, and I am the guitarist and founder of Haunter.
And also my best friend.
Oh, I love that. That was not prompted, but very appreciated.
We're besties, so just had to throw that out there for everyone.
It's
This
good
is
that
true.
you're friends with your band members.
Yes, because I've
Yeah,
had it the other way before. We both have, and it's it's not fantastic.
yeah, it straight up sucks.
Yeah, it's not the best. So we're very lucky for sure. That's my boy.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
so what was kind of the origin behind the band and how it all came together?
Oh, that's an Enoma story, 100%. Prepare yourself because it's an
Um,
interesting story for sure.
yeah, so kind of going off of what we just talked about and like having like bandmates that weren't necessarily like the best. Um, so I around the time I was in another band and I was looking to kind of start something new and get I don't know, kind of away from some of the we'll just say bad vibes.
Hmm.
Like so I was like, okay, I want to do something really different than what I'm used to because I've come from like a like pop punk, like almost like a mix between like Newfound Glory and like Amberlin style kind of band, which I still love. Like I love all that stuff, but I really wanted different type of energy,
Hmm.
and I wanted like it sounds it sounds weird now. I'm trying to think about how to phrase it, but I wanted feminine energy around me. Simply because I was like I've been hanging out with band dudes, and if you know, you know. So it's so I was like, okay, cool. I want to be really intentional with having like a front woman as opposed to like a frontman the next time I start a band. And I just so happened to meet Lucy because our bands played a show together at House of Blues in our city in Houston, and I just connected with her, and she was really cool. And simultaneously, I was getting ready to talk to a friend of mine who was a producer out in LA, and he was saying, "Hey, if you get something together, just let me know. You can come out. We'll spend some time writing music." So I kind of had that kind of cooking already,
Hmm.
and then I reached out to Lucy, and I was like, "Hey, like the show is really dope. Like you're a really good singer. Like, would you like sight unseen? You don't really know me super well, but are you willing to fly across the country and write songs with me and my friend?" So
And I was like, "Yup." And that was basically it, dude. We had a sold out show with both of our old bands together. And years later, after that show and speaking one time, complimenting each other, "Good show, bro. Hell yeah. Nice to meet you, whatever." He's like, "You want to be in a pop band?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe." He's like, "You want to go record in LA?" I was like, "All right."
yeah, and
So
the thing that I find crazy about it was like it truly was like I didn't really even have a band name. I didn't have anything. I just had some time scheduled with our producer, and so I was kind of like putting the pieces together. Like build. It's kind of like I think he even uses the phrase "building the plane as you fly it," and
yeah.
that's kind of how it
Damn,
started.
that's
It's
a
like
good way to put it because that's exactly what that was. We had no idea what we were doing, but made it happen anyway.
yeah. So it was really fortunate, and the thing that I love is that even though like we didn't really know each other prior to being in the band, we've all just really clicked like oddly well. Like it was actually kind of weird. Like pretty much day one of us hanging out was like, oh, okay, yeah, everyone's mad cool.
Hmm.
I was like, is this
Hmm.
what? And I was like, is this what it's like to be in a band? Like really be in a band like all the time, where it's like everyone's cool and we're just like hanging out and no one's weird or like cringy or creepy. It's all just kind of like a good time. And
Yes.
it's weird for for as elder emo as I am, like for this to be my first experience where I think everyone is like legitimately good people. It's
Hmm.
very, very interesting, but it is incredibly rewarding.
Yes, for sure. For
Yeah, so
sure.
having been in those bands where, maybe the vibes weren't the best or you didn't get along with everyone, what advice would you have for somebody in that situation?
I'll let
Oh,
Lucy lead with this one.
I would definitely say the number one thing that I would tell anyone that's like not feeling it or not sure in their band, and it's so simple but also so difficult. If it doesn't make you excited and it doesn't make you want to create more, even outside of that band, because I'm a tattooer as well. Um, it was that pressure of kind of being in like a middle ground, being uncomfortable with my, who are supposed to be my
Mhm.
brothers. It's not how it worked out, unfortunately, but it made me want to create less just overall. So if you have anything in your life, and not just other bandmates, but anything, if you have anything in your life that's keeping you from creating more art, don't do it anymore. Just don't do it.
Mhm.
Straight up. If there's one person in the band or your relationship or your family or whatever that's just consistently late and ruining things and not putting in the effort and not trying, done. That's it. Cut it off. If it doesn't make you happy, it doesn't make you excited, and doesn't make you want to make more art, don't do it anymore. That's it. Cut it off. It must be clipped and nipped as soon as you see it, because it doesn't get any better. So definitely cut that shit off. That's my best advice. That's the easiest way to put it.
I mean, it's good advice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
solid
yeah,
advice. Took me 10 years to learn that. So if it makes you want to create less, just stop doing it straight up. If it doesn't make you stoked to be alive, don't do it. Whatever that thing is, job, person, relationship, band, don't do it anymore. And
yeah.
that's
I
it.
would. I'll piggyback off what Lucy was saying, and it really does kind of come down to, like, at least for me, my advice is, you know, no one's perfect, and everyone needs to grow. And like the idea of a band is that they are your brothers or your sisters, or they're family. So the one thing I will say is, like, yes, know when it's time to go. Like, know when it no longer serves you and it's no longer uh it doesn't leave you fulfilled.
Hmm.
But I also say, like, even if it's, let's say, for instance, y'all are kind of in the thick of it and it doesn't feel great, like, advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't allow people to diminish your light, and don't let people make you feel small because they're wanting to be like the big fish.
Preach it, brother. Go on.
Yeah, yeah, because and it's not to throw dirt on like our old band's names. Like, we had some really good times. Things were really good.
For sure.
We've all rid the wave or rode the wave, and there's highs and lows. But if I'm like really being honest with myself, I think my biggest mistake for like being outside of being in that band for far too long was not advocating for myself, not saying like, hey, like, that's kind of a fucked up thing you just said. Like, I
Mhm.
don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like the way you treated my friends. I don't like the way you talk to my family. I don't like
Hmm.
this. I don't like that. I don't like, and being able to like have boundaries and be like, yo, that's not cool. And
Hmm.
if the boundary is pushed, be like, all right, cool. Well, be okay with like walking away, because you got to know your value. You got to know your worth.
Mhm.
And if you know that you bring something to the table, like, or hell, I mean, even if you don't, like, care for yourself, like,
Mhm.
advocate for yourself. Don't let yourself get pushed over, or be forced to be small to make other people more comfortable.
That
Like,
right there. That right there. That was our rule last year. He kept telling me that at the beginning of this year and all last year. Noma kept telling me, do not make yourself small. You were not made to be small. And I was
Mhm.
like, damn. I just kept repeating that in my head. And I was like, this boy right. This boy right. So I've just become a lot louder because of him, as far as like speaking my mind about things. And I feel like it's hard for all of us. Like, it makes us nervous. Like,
Mhm.
uh speaking up about what makes us uncomfortable, or like people that kind of suck, or the way they talk to us, we don't appreciate things
Yeah.
in any aspect of life. It's so hard. But when you do have the right people around you, like Enoma, like whoever, your friends, family, whatever, that are there and are meant to be in your life, you will be able to speak up and say your piece without it being an issue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So this man right here made that a lot easier for me. So he's so right. You gotta advocate for your god dang self sometimes, even if it's hard.
Yeah, because if you don't, nobody's gonna know what your boundaries are, so they're just gonna constantly be pushed, and then you're just gonna be always uncomfortable.
Yup, exactly that right there, dude. That's it. And that's not what we were made for. We was made to be happy, baby. So we're just gonna keep on advocating for ourselves until everybody eventually listens to us. So
That's the name of the game.
that's it. That's it, baby.
Yeah, where did the name Haunter come from?
Ooh, also an Enoma.
Yeah, yeah. So Haunter really kind of came out of, it's silly. There's a couple of things. So when I was starting the project, I was hanging out with a friend of mine by the name of Aaron Musselwhite, like, and he's a homie of homies. So we were working on music, and like we kept talking about like certain band names, and like nothing was really sticking to me. But right around this time, because like as the first versions of Haunter was starting, that my last band was ending, and so like I was having like a lot of anxiety around that, because a majority of my identity was tied into being, you know, for better or worse, like a guy in a band. Like that was it. That was my whole thing. That's my whole brand. And I was really worried about like, if I don't have that anymore, like who am I without this? And it kept me up at night. Like, and so like when I would be like kind of fighting insomnia, and I'd be like trying to drift off into sleep, or coming out of like just a split second of peace, I would wake up with like really bad sleep paralysis. And so it felt very like, you know, you're lucid, you're awake, you can see things, but you know your body won't move or respond to anything. So it's kind of like being trapped. And so I kept like going through all these scenarios in my head. I'm the kind of guy who definitely is very hard on himself. So like usually if I'm up thinking, I'm usually up thinking about like mistakes I've made, things I've done, like just
as we do.
yeah, like just stuff you're not happy about, because you're like, you have this desire to want to be better, you have this desire to want to do better, but you also have to reconcile like with the person you actually are against the person you want to be.
Right.
And so that kind of sentiment, like it felt like it was haunting me a bit. And so that's where kind of like the idea of calling the band Haunter was like, okay, this idea that just can't really, like you can't really escape it. Like it permeates like everything. Like it does truly act like a ghost. And then when I finally told it to my producer friend Aaron, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of calling the band Haunter. He was like, his first looked me dead in my eyes and was like, oh, like the Pokemon. And I was like, shit.
And Noma's older than all of us, so he was like, it's a Pokemon? And I was like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. He's like, Aaron said the same thing. I was like, bro, that was also my first thought. Like, we're not gonna get sued by freaking Pokemon or something. I would almost be proud though. That'd be a cool legal battle to be in. The band closed after that.
Yeah, one we would handily lose, because Nintendo and the Pokemon Company got deep pockets, and we do not.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I'll pack up my shit and go home right away.
We're just gonna make up for it in streams. We'll be all right. We'll be happy.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a common word. Like we are not the Pokemon. We are humans. Like, so it was
contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, we are not a video game or anime characters. We are in fact human beings living in this bum ass world.
It's true. It's true.
So yeah, so that's where it started, and by then I was already kind of married to the idea and the name. I was like, all right, well, I'm not changing it, not unless we absolutely have to, but it feels really good, which is part of the reason why all of our socials are like Haunter isn't real, because we're just like, I don't know, just kind of like a tongue-in-cheek sort of approach to not taking any of this stuff super seriously.
Good old sleep paralysis. Love that.
So you guys have a single coming out, I believe, on the 23rd. What can you share about it?
Ooh, going Noma. I know. I'm like, I know he wants to yell.
Yeah. So yeah, we on August 23rd, we will have a song called City Boys and Pretty Girls that will come out. And it kind of came from so again, I'm all stories. I'm all stories on this one. But a few years ago, we were out in LA, because that's where we recorded with our friend Tyler Smith. So it was just one night where we were we didn't have a time in the studio, but we also had some friends who were in town playing a showcase in LA, and we're like, okay, bet, like let's go hang out, let's go see the homies, because it's rare that we like as Houston musicians, like it's rare that we're all in like a different city at the same time. So we're like, okay, cool, let's hang out, let's fucking go.
Yep.
So we go and we hang out, and we're hanging out with our friends, and it's all good, like the vibe is right. Then the party at the venue starts winding down, and the artist that was playing was like, hey, like me and the bands that played tonight, we're gonna go to this house in the Hollywood Hills. Like, y'all are cool to come through if you want to. So myself, our guitarist Mike, and our bass player Mark, we were like, bet, let's go. We head up to this house like in the hills, and we hang out there, and it's I don't know what other way to describe it outside of like an influencer house. And it was like my first time ever like coming across a space like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very weird, where like I get like where everyone's on their phones, but like this was just like on a level that I really couldn't understand, where like every conversation, someone amongst the group had their phone out and recording the other two doing something. So they were like, filming content, they were like just having a party. And it was really, for me as an introvert, I'm already in a space where I don't know a lot of people, so I'm not feeling super great about it. But there was a conversation that took place with one of the people whose house it was, and they're like, "Oh, like who are y'all? Who are you with?" Not like in a like like how are you here? Like what's going on? It was just more like making small talk, and we started getting on the subject of like TikTok. And at the time, like our band wasn't super active on it. Like it wasn't a platform that I really could wrap my head around. But I was talking to the individual, and they asked me the question. They're like, "Hey, how many followers do you have?" And at the time, we didn't have very many. So I think I said something like, I think we have like close to 2,000." And then like I just kind of see his face kind of glaze over from like curiosity to like zero interest. Like absolutely not interested in talking to me at all. Literally stops the conversation, turns around and walks away from me. And so I was just like, wow. Like that, I mean, I definitely took an ego hit, but I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. I was like, no other follow questions. You just want to know how much clout I had and clearly what you could benefit from. Which I get it. It's the industry. We're all here to network. We're all here to kind of make things like happen for ourselves. So like, I don't necessarily fault the creator for maybe doing the quick math and understanding that maybe like we as artists weren't in a place to help him establish his brand and go further. But just person to person, there was a better way to have ended that conversation and be like, oh, hey, my friend just texted me, or like, oh, hey, like I just realized I'm gonna go follow up with this person. Like any way to kind of break away from the conversation outside of just like later. Like, so that, I'm not gonna lie, that left a real sour taste in my mouth. And so the rest of the night was super weird. I ended up leaving the party early because I was like, this is whack. all these people are just running around trying to do stuff for the internet, which again, like as existing as a band on the internet, it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's literally what you have to do. So like now that I've done it so much, I get it. But at the time, like it didn't feel great. And so I was like, man, this sucks. And I was like, you know what? One, I can't be too mad, so I don't want to take it too seriously. But I was like, there's maybe a way that we can kind of like poke fun at this, because some of this shit is ridiculous. So that's where the phrase, like I'm sure you're on TikTok, so you definitely know the phrase "city boys." So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so city boys, like just general fuck boys who are just out causing chaos and just being generally terrible people. And then pretty girls, I was like, there were very attractive women at the party, like, so I was like, hey, cool. So this is truly just me talking to, or us as a band talking to the influencers and saying like, hey, we all know this shit is fake. We all know none of this is real. Again, Hunter isn't real. Tied it back. There we did it.
Hey.
but yeah, like it's just sort of like I call it like a tongue-in-cheek, like a pop punk diss track is kind of what City Boys and Pretty Girls has become. And it's really exciting. Like it's the first time we've sat there and said, hey, like there's some phony fake shit going on in the scene, and it's not super prevalent, but like people know. People know who are fake and who's real. And so that was just us kind of like calling it out.
I like that. I mean, I feel like the guy at the party, who knows if you were going to be like the next big band and he just walked away from you and was so rude, you're not ever going to want to do anything with them.
It's that like
Yeah.
that level of fakeness that just is not like what we're about. And I didn't get the joy of going to this party because I wasn't even in LA yet. They went before I was there. So I heard about it and I was just like, wow. And to know these people are just like so just like the best way that I can put it is just like pissy brats, basically, you know, like they've got all this money and all these followers, but they're just like miserable people and just very on the surface, not able to connect with people and talk about anything real. If you don't have anything to offer them, you know, like in the song, we literally say only doing things when you can serve yourself. And it's literally a whole house full of people that are only there to serve what they can do to grow themselves. They're not even interested in saying like, you know, oh, good luck on growing your TikTok, dude. Like, when did you start? Nothing. Like, that's it. And we were just like, these miserable, pissy ass people, like, it is not as bad as you think it is. Like, you don't know what you have. Like, you're very lucky. You're very blessed to have what you have. And these people are just still just miserable people. And so we're literally in this song just like poking fun at how kind of goofy it is. And how, you know, just empty people are and how we don't want to let that be the norm of how people, you know, live their lives. Because that's just, who wants to live an empty existence like that? Not us, not me, hopefully not anybody else. So that's what this song is poking fun at all the people that take it way too seriously, you know, because we are not that at all, if you can't tell.
Yeah,
we
we're
goofy in this bitch.
yeah, we're a goofy ass band. Like honestly, I feel like we should change our bio to that. It's like just a goofy ass band.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Goofy ass people. That's it. That's it. Good music, goofy people.
Oh shit, bro! Like that should be a sticker. Like you should draw that up so we can make that merch. Like,
Hey, let's go.
Legit brainstorming session in the middle of a podcast.
That'd be really cool.
That's a first.
Yes.
Mackayla's into it. It's a lock. We got to do it. If the host is rocking with that idea, we have to make it happen.
Done. It's done, baby. Let's go.
Heard it here first.
Love that. I love that. I love a premiere,
awesome.
World premiere.
Yeah, so how has your music evolved from where you started to this song that's coming out in August?
Oh man.
Ooh. So I think like my initial thought for Haunter was to make us like we could do whatever we wanted. We bounce around from genre to genre. Like we're chameleons. Like we take on whatever vibe we're feeling in the moment. That's what we're going to do.
Did you say that we're genre fluid?
Ooh, that's
I had to.
Oh, I mean, goofy ass people. We did say that first, so
that is true. That is true.
But so no, like I think our sound trying to think of the best way to say this. We have so many songs in the chamber that there's not really a way to kind of pin it down. Like every time we go to LA, every time we write, it's always about like what are we feeling in the moment and what we're really excited about. So whatever it is, whether it be, oh, we want to do a song that's like Ariana Grande inspired because we have one of those. Like, oh, we want to do something that is very like K-pop and hip hop inspired. We have a track in the chamber that has that kind of energy. Or hey, you know what? We haven't written a ballad in a really long time. Let's kind of get a little vulnerable and do something like that. So I think for us, like if you look at the songs that we've released, they're really just samplers for us to kind of see what people connect with the most. And then for us, the fun thing is like we don't necessarily want to repeat ourselves, but we always want to try to evolve. So every song that you hear is just like us taking a stab at a particular style
Okay.
and seeing like what happens. So obviously, City Boys and Pretty Girls, very pop punk inspired. I know a majority of our band came from that background. Like I know I did. I know Mike, our other guitar player, did. I know Mark did. So it was like, okay, cool. Like who are the bands that are influencing this sound and this vibe? And we really just kind of brought that idea to Tyler, and we were able to flesh out the music. And Tyler, Lucy, and I sat down and really cranked out on the lyrics, and it just kind of all fit.
We definitely have like became a lot more, what's the word, just like efficient at writing together. I think at first, me personally, like I come from like Enoma's like pop punk, everybody. I'm like a deathcore girly, so I was definitely more like for my whole life basically until I joined this band. And so at first I was nervous to say my opinions because I had no, I didn't know these people, just being straight up and down. I didn't know how they were going to react if I said, well, I don't like that. Just like we're talking about advocating for ourselves. I was a lot less confident at that time and, didn't understand like, hey, if I have an idea, I need to say something, now, after that first time, I remember Tyler telling us you have to suck at something and just keep doing it until you just don't suck anymore. And that's it. I was like, bet, dude. He's like, there's no bad ideas. We will literally try anything that y'all are thinking as long as it fits the song best. But just if your idea doesn't get chosen, you also can't get butthurt that it didn't go the exact way that you wanted in your mind, because you're not always right. And with, other projects that I worked in, I didn't have people with a bunch, again, they didn't really care too much. So I didn't have a lot of opinions on like lyrics, melody, cadence of whatever I was singing and how it fit with the song. So it was really difficult for me at first because I didn't want to voice my opinion. And then when I did, for people to be like, no, let's move on, we're going to do something else, I was like, asshole, and of course that's me being just like sensitive and hoping that I get my opinion across. But then I realized as time went on, people would say that to Enoma too. It's not just me that's like being told, no, not that. That's not the one. It was just basically whatever majority is what we went with. And now we know, and we're not afraid to say, the idea of the instrumental going differently, or my voice, or the guitars doing a certain thing. Like nobody gets stuck on anything. And because we want it to be our idea, we're more just stuck on whatever is best for the song. And it doesn't matter whose idea it is. Does not matter. As long as it fits and serves the song the best, that's what we're going for. So now that we've locked in and we're all comfortable with each other with writing, it definitely like we just be shitting out songs and they're fantastic, like in the best way possible. Like it's become so easy for us to just sit down and then, I'm not even playing, in a matter of 2 hours, we have an entire song recorded for like 90% of the song within a 2-hour period is done. And then the rest of that is basically tweaking and whatever. But a lot of the time it's just a couple of hours of like us brainstorming and that's it, dude. Like it's like water now. It used to be like we were fighting, kind of trying to figure out the way to do it. And now it's just like smooth, perfect, awesome. Like, and the songs just, I know every band says this, but the songs are just getting so much better because we're so much more comfortable and willing to try literally anything. So y'all, and you will see, I keep saying this on podcasts and stuff. I'm like, y'all are gonna see. Oh my God, I'm telling you, in the next year, bro, there's some songs, but there's specifically 2 that I can think of. And me and Enoma were talking about this last night. Those are going to be the ones that set us off. And I already know it. And I want to come back to all these podcasts and have a little video clip of 17 different podcasts of me saying this right here, because these 2 songs specifically are so different. And now that we are all so confident, bro, I can't wait for you to hear them. I'm so excited. This next one is also so good, and it's very much more real than a lot of the stuff that we've written. So it applies directly to life and what everybody's kind of thinking about social media right now, and we're speaking our minds about that. So this is like kind of the beginning of us being like more honest with our music instead of just trying to write music that can sell. It's also like, okay, what's real though? Because we've, met people like the people at that house, and we're just like not about it. So it's just becoming like this beautiful blossoming thing that I just like, I can't wait for people to hear what we've already done. So I'm so stoked for everybody to hear this song. It's the beginning of a new era for us. So I hope everybody likes it as much as I do.
That's really exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited to put this out. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. It's been a minute since we've dropped a song, so I'm just like, I get excited about it because for me it's always like, all right, cool, like the song is ready to go. What's our roadmap? What's our timeline? Like, if nothing else, like I think I'm a good administrator when it comes to like the band functions. So I'm like, okay, cool. Who do we reach out to? Who can we talk to kind of spread awareness? How can we build like these assets? How can we take partners to kind of like find the right home for the song? So like when we have new material to put out, like I personally get activated because I'm like, all right, it's my time to shine. Like let me get after it. And like I'll text the band like sometimes at like 2 a.m. I'm like, oh, I had this idea, or hey, this person got back to me, or this is coming through, or like I just get really, really excited about it. So
he literally
like
just messaged me before we got on this call, and he's like, I got an idea for content, bro. And we're like about to be on this call in like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and when we get off, I will actually call you and tell you the idea. But like it locked in my head. It locked in my head, and I'm just like, fuck yeah. I don't know how we're gonna pull this off, but if we do, it's gonna be fucking sick.
We're gonna do it just like we pulled off literally forming a whole band. If we can just like form a band in general, everything after that is just like easy and downhill. Like,
honestly, that's facts though. That's facts. Like
anything is possible. Anything is possible now. We done did it. We done the hard part.
Yeah, and I'm just excited. I'm excited for City Boys because like I really think that like fans of ours so I would say like our 2 most popular songs, like by far, are Paralyze and Risk It All. So if anyone like who's listening or who ends up discovering this, like if you like Risk It All, you're going to love City Boys and Pretty Girls. Like it's very much they are close cousins. Like they're in the same kind of like genre, in the same kind of arena, but like I just think City Boys just sounds massive. It just sounds big. Like Risk It All is fun and summery and like super lighthearted, but City Boys is just big. It just sounds huge. And that's so exciting. I love that.
It's like these 2 songs grew up in the same crib, but one of them, Risk It All, listened to Britney Spears, and City Boys and Pretty Girls listened to like Blink-182. And that's kind of, they just kind of went in their own little directions. Like,
yeah. Oh my God.
Same but different. Like,
yeah, they're twins. They're you know what? That's what they are. We're calling them genre twins.
Yes, there we go. That's it. That's the one, baby.
Yeah.
So earlier you had mentioned that you're kind of genre fluid, and then so are there any genres or styles you haven't tried that you want to?
Oh man, I will say the 2 songs that I was talking about are very much hip hop inspired, and that's the newest thing that we're kind of on right now. I think that's all actually what we're like really digging so far. It's just coming out so great. But Enoma, is there any other like genre that you're thinking of?
Yeah, like I think I would really, I mean, I still want to explore that because that's been a ton of fucking fun to kind of uncover like how to bring literally what I've been calling like bad bitch energy to like
it is
like
it really
heavier songs. And what's cool is that I'm starting to see a lot of that kind of pop up. So you have like Scene Queen, you have Rivals, there's Barely Human, like there's a lot of people are really starting to kind of like figure out like how hip hop and like metal go together. And there's bands who do it really, really well. I mean,
Mhm.
I Prevail, Falling in Reverse, Danger Kids, like there's so many bands that blend that, but like to have it come from, you know, the female perspective to me is really interesting. And it's something that's just now starting to take off.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'm not part of that community, but Lucy is. And so how can I, you know, as a bandmate and as a co-writer and collaborator with her and Tyler, how can I like find influences that will create the space for her to tap into that energy? And then how can I offer like support on lyrics to make sure that like it's cohesive, but it's still like kind of knocks it home. So I love that. And I want to continue exploring that. But I would honestly, just to kind of maybe go in the opposite direction, I wouldn't mind trying to do something a little more like indie rock, indie pop inspired. Like, so there's a band that both Mike and I love called Valley, who I absolutely, I fucking love this band.
They're amazing.
Like, I don't,
Mhm.
oh, you know Valley?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so yes, I fucking love Valley. Like, I love all their records. I think their last one, Lost in Translation, is probably my favorite, just because I think Natural and Throwback Tears are some of the best fucking songs I've ever heard. But their new stuff, like I'll say, oh man, it's way more like stripped down and organic, but there's such good pop melodies,
Mhm.
like for their choruses. And I was like, I don't know if I'd want to do something quite as stripped down, because I do like the production polish, but I would love to take more of that influence into some of these songs. But for right now, like I definitely think the hybrid of like hip hop and like hard rock or vaguely metalcore-ish style music is really, that's it. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's huge. Like it's gonna get the crowd like hyped and jumping up and like
Mhm.
really feeling themselves. And like I really want, like I'm gonna talk about, like we were at the summer school tour last night and we saw Scene Queen, and this is my first time seeing her live. Like
Mhm.
we've been like, or we follow each other on Twitter for some time, and she's mad cool. But this was the first time like I saw her live, and what really took me aback is that like the people who were really connecting with it, like I was like, wow, these people may have been looking for a way to kind of like bridge those two parts of their personalities together.
Mhm.
And she does it in such a way that's so unique and it's so like polarizing, but that's kind of the point. It's like it's art that challenges you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I really like that. And just seeing the fans that were really kind of losing their mind and like feeling they were safe enough to like want to dance and like and want to like move around and
Mhm.
like express themselves. Like it was cool to fucking witness and to so if we can contribute to that in our own way, like I would love that.
Yep. Gotta make people feel good. And that's definitely what these next few songs are feeling like, which I love. So like he's talking about that bad bitch energy. I'm like, we're all a little sad on the inside. Let's be real. Like
Yeah.
everybody likes to pretend that we're all like, what? And just having a great time all the time. Bitch, we is sad. Like Megan the Stallion has a song that says this P is depressed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like everybody's slightly sad. We're trying to like bring up the vibe. Even though we are sad, that doesn't mean that we can't just keep existing and enjoying stuff anyway. And that's what we're trying to get across is like we're saddies and baddies, you know? That's like our whole thing that we always say. Like we could be sad, but that doesn't mean we can't still enjoy shit. Like, yes, life is
Mhm.
stressful. Everything is a jillion times more expensive. It's so hard to be relevant and cool and whatever on social media because that's, you know, that's what we're supposed to do is look
Yeah.
cool and hope that people want to like be us or buy us or what, you know what I mean? But it's like we want people to feel good about themselves. Like that's the whole point of music is to take yourself out of everyday life that you're, you know, the monotony and just keeping on doing the same shit. We're just hoping that whenever we do start playing live shows that people can escape completely from that normal life for a
Mhm.
little bit and we can have them leave a show and be like, hell yeah, you know, that's it. We just want people to smile and enjoy themselves and know that they can be a baddie and a saddie, you know?
Mhm. Life
The
isn't
best,
perfect.
yeah, I mean, is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're sad, but we're cute. Everybody's just
Precious.
sad, cute, and we love it.
Yeah. So before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you guys wanted to mention or talk about today?
If you want to follow us on any of our socials, it's at Haunter Isn't Real on Twitter or X. Sorry, I'm old.
No, it's Twitter. Let's
I
be
think people
real.
still call it Twitter pretty much.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Y'all know what
Yeah.
it is. If you want to follow us on any of our socials, it's at Haunter Isn't Real. HaunterIsn'tReal.com is our website. If you guys want to, our link tree is on there. You can buy merch on there. We've got some cool little booty shorts. I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to be a saddie and a baddie and throw it back one time for a real one, HaunterIsn'tReal.com. So throwing it out there. The merch is great. All of our link trees or all of our links on our link tree are there. So Instagram, website, merch, X, Facebook, whatever. All the stuff is linked at HaunterIsn'tReal.com.
Yeah,
that
geez,
good?
couldn't say, but yeah, no, you nailed it. 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
homie. Like, you crushed
You'd
it.
be a
You crushed it.
spokesperson.
You should be a brand ambassador or something.
There we go. It's almost like I'm in a band or something. It's crazy.
Right? That's weird. That's crazy.
Damn.
Being in a band is wild, bro. Like, this doesn't make no sense.
Okay.
I love it.
So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Ooh, that is a big question.
I know. I'm like, God, the soundtrack of my life is probably a bunch of deathcore songs interrupted by twerking and Megan Thee Stallion is a good soundtrack of my life. That's basically it.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's such a good question. Ooh. I think for me, God, why is my soundtrack so sad? So I think, like, if you were to like put my personality into a playlist, I think there'd be a lot of emo bands. So there'd be like Jimmy Eat World, Saves the Day, That's for Confessional. But you would still have like songs from like Meg Thee Stallion. You would have songs from like I love Childish Gambino, Connor Price. So there's all this, like, it's basically emo and hip hop, with some synth pop mixed in there, because I do love myself some Churches. I love myself some Ellie Goulding.
Mhm.
I definitely have a little bit of some EDM electronic influences sprinkled in there. I just like really clean sounding stuff, and like the electronic music really does that super well.
Mhm.
But it is always emo forward, as the hat that I have implies. I am emo friendly. Shout out to Senses, the homies from LA. Love them.
We love you so much.
Some of the best people. They are so such
Honestly,
sweethearts.
the opposite of the people in the mansion.
Yeah. But that's, you know what? That's the new idea. We should write a song about all the good people we fucking know.
Oh man, yeah. My heart. We have to now.
Yeah. We're talking like we can't, like, let's turn this negative energy thing and turn it around to the positive stuff and go like, our friends are dope. We like making music with them. Isn't this
We're
fun?
very lucky. Very lucky. And then we made a new friend too. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. This is amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys for taking the time.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And we hope to be back too.
So that's exciting.
Yeah,
I love having people back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, we will definitely make that happen. The next single, like, I will reach out and we'll lock it in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, have a nice rest of your day, guys.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mackayla.
Yeah.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye.
Listeners, go check them out and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at STL Lives Podcast. Thanks for joining us.